I beloveds. So I was actually attending to a podcast, and then my guide started to go on and on and on and on about me needing to come here live. So you know how it works for me when I have said yes to do an energetic work, and I think it's the same thing for you guys. So it's actually something also just to be aware of when you have said yes to do a work, an energetic work, either if you're holding space or if you say yes to be a part of an education, a webinar, or something, you know, you need to know that the work happens that same moment, so everything is going to start to be about that. I've talked about this a lot, but it's really like, for an example, now, the Star Child activation is coming on Thursday. So everything that I breathe, think, eat even is about that work. It's almost, our family of light and higher self wants us to understand and see what needs to be released, what is limiting beliefs, what is old templates, and really allow us to see the higher divine truth and the higher and next consciousness level that we are ready for. So something that has been coming in a lot as mainly are working on their inner child still coming and going. And by now, we know, I think many of us know, that it's very important, of course, to do the inner child work, but we should not start to loop too much into it and just notice when we go into the blaming and getting stuck into victimhood. Of course, we need to go deep in and access what our inner child felt, because that has actually to do with all the past incarnations that we said yes to karmically heal. So it's almost like we take all the past lifetimes, we put them into this incarnation, and we try to experience that we need to heal and that we said yes to have as karmic lessons. So we need to understand that that's a lot, and that's going to be painful, right? And we have carefully chosen to incarnate with the parents that can assist us in having those experiences that will create those painful experiences of abandonment, betrayal, and rejection, and all of that. So as we awaken on this planet, we understand that that inner child of ours cannot be healed by our parents, our biological parents. So we start to understand that I need to parent my own inner child. And of course, that inner parent of ours is also going to put boundaries towards others. And that inner parent of ours is going to hold our inner child when it feels wounded. And it will express, like I do sometimes, to my partner. I'm like, oof, my inner child, she feels very, very, abandoned in this moment. And I need to express, I don't want you to change anything, but, this particular experience made her feel very triggered. So I promised personally to never ever abandon my inner child, because by now only I can abandon and reject and betray my inner child. That's actually the truth. The inner divine higher truth. It's that only me, when I'm an adult, can reject and abandon my inner child. So our parents, they raised us from fear, from a fearful state, as the planet and the earth was really dense back then. And we were living almost like in a prisoner planet full of programming. It was really dense. And that was part of the choices we had made on a higher divine order. But they raised us from pain and from fear. So they told us what to do and not to do out of fear. Do this, do not do this. They even loved us out of fear of not making mistakes. luckily, all of that is changing now, and we are trying to raise our children from a perspective of higher love, where we give back the responsibility to them, take, of course, responsibility of what we can. We talk to them, we hold space for them, we allow them to make their own mistakes, trial and error, because they will not listen to us in that way. They're going to need to make their own decisions and mistakes. But what we can give them is a space, holding space for them when they fail or when they're wondering, when they feel lost. And what we can do is energetically claim the space of our home and energetically close negative portals. For an example, when my children are playing, PlayStation, I can feel and sense the imposter spirits coming through, and they actually shift their energy massively, and you can feel the anger and all of this starts to happen. And I am entitled as parent all the way up till they're 21 years old to assist them in closing these negative portals, putting shadow vortex, like sealing, and also, of course, explaining to them and asking them when they come out of the room and having these energies and these negative portals open, like, and allowing different energies to stream into the field and ask them, how do you feel now? And also ask them and make them aware when they're not playing and when they're not on their phone, and explain to them, but how do you feel now when we've been out in the cabin this weekend? Can you feel the difference? Do you feel the difference when you go to sleep and all of these things? But we're also entitled to put protection before they go to sleep and all of those things. So there's a lot that we can do, and all of this is changing. And also what I shared in the last live is that my guides have told me also that what we are gonna experience more and more is that when we get to work with our children, when we get to see them heal, when we get to see them move into their own essence, when we hold higher divine states of love, we're not only putting the higher love template into action, we're also putting the new relationship and parenting template on the earth grids. But we are also getting a deep soul purpose satisfaction because all of us, we also came here to assist that those that are going to walk after us, as those that walked before us seeded and put a lot of seeds for us. We also came here to assist those that are going to walk after us on this earth. So a lot of healing and soul purpose and soul mission and satisfaction and deep healing will occur. And also we're going to come in contact with our own inner child, our divine inner child, by remembering the star child within us. And there's so much to explore and remember because we were so full of joy. We had so deep innocence when we came to this earth. We were so pure. We had so much life force, energy, and excitement to be here and experience. We were allowing all the emotions to flow, the anger, the sadness, the joy, the ecstasy. And we manifested instantly from our emotions and feelings, right? So also through working with the children in any way that you're working with them, you will remember how it was to come here as a star child and retrieve the fractured aspects of our soul that are maybe stuck in different negative portals and places. That's also a big thing to remember who we truly are again. And a big part of us is the divine female part of us, the divine male part. But the third aspect is the divine inner child within us that actually gets bored in many situations. And can we understand why that divine inner child of us becomes bored, things will change in the outer. When we start to understand how that divine inner child of ours in the trinity of the holy aspect of us, right? Holy Mother, Holy Father, Holy Son. When we understand that aspect of ourselves, so much of who we are will return. So it's also about, that divine inner child of ours. So when we assist the star children that are children right now, well, they will also assist in retrieving the lost parts of us. And we have worked so hard with retrieving the divine female aspects of ourselves, the divine male aspects of ourselves. And now it's time for that divine inner child, which actually is so far out of what the program and the illusion and the matrix try to box us into. And when that energy is not allowed, we will keep experiencing emotions and feelings of post-traumatic stress, feeling caged, feeling lost. And we really came here to be that ecstatic energy, life force energy of creation, where we actually, from our divine inner child, can assist in creating the new earth beyond what the mind and the old constructs has told us. That's when the unicorns come in, the rainbow bridge, the waterfalls, the dragons, our own inner dragon, all this that we have been experiencing. And the fear of making mistakes is being removed from our field. So the divine inner child within us will assist us to move into our soul purpose and accessing our gifts. Because when we let go of the fear of making mistakes, allowing the curiosity within us to experience doing trial and error, that's when everything will shift. And we can start to channel the purest vibration into this planet, the galactic, the cosmic, the universal higher frequencies that are being requested. And of course, the Christ consciousness, which is an aspect of the divine inner child, right? Purity, patience. I mean, when there's something that we really want, the inner child can be so patient. The kindness, the generosity, just wanting to give everything. Discipline when there's something we really want. Diligence when there's something that we really want. And the huge humility to all the kingdoms, the animal, the crystal kingdom, the plants, humans in all levels. So this is a big part. And again, I really want to say that if you feel guided to come and support the work on Thursday, regardless if you have children or not, please come. I feel this is a starting point to us, for us to understand that we can delve into the other aspect of shadow work, the male, the female. But if we lose the third aspect, only working with the shadow aspect self of ours, the wounded child, we will not access who we truly are. It will take us much longer time at least. And the inner child has so much reverence for life. Every single day is like an opportunity to feel and experience and create magic. And that shows the inner magician we have within us, the amazing manifester we have, and the creator energy we have, the unlocking potential we have out of that curiosity. So I hope to have you there on Thursday, and if not, on the replay, and if not, just know that this work is very, very accurate in our here and now. It's a very big part of what we're experiencing, and we want to feel the freedom and the liberation that the children are feeling. And if they're not feeling that, they're gonna create chaos. Like I honestly feel I create chaos when someone tried to cage me in, or if I feel caged in any way, I will create chaos like the children that we call having ADHD and all these different diagnoses because they're coming caged into boxes and they have so many gifts to share with us. And as you know, there are many children coming now here with no karma. And if we can really start to listen to them, they will unlock the gifts that we have not been able to access ourselves. So this is a very epic time. And of course, all of this is also like a build up for the monadic merge and all these amazing, amazing things that are about to happen for the rest of this year. So I'm super excited. I love you and honor you all. I really just wanted to come out here quickly and share this. Thank you for walking with me. Let's do this. Mwah. Blessings.